Hello everyone, I'm audible. Please do respond in the chat box if I'm audible. I want everyone to respond in the chat box. When it comes to Python full stack, today happens to be the day 4, if I'm not wrong. Yes or no? Today is day 4 of Python full stack, right? How was your new year? Did you guys enjoy your new year? Sir, what new year, sir? Every year it will come. Same old story. Okay, great. Let me just do one thing. Let me just share the screen. I would like to open the notes. Okay, day 1, day 2, day 3. Let me just open day 4. New file that happens to be day 4, I will tell. Before going with day 4, before going to day 4, I would like to quickly recap or write just a little topics, whatever I have covered from day 1 till day 3 is what I'm gonna write. Please tell me whether it is correct or not. When it comes to day 1, just give me 1 minute of time. I'll just see what is the topic that I have covered in day 1. Could you people tell me what is the topic that I have covered in day 1? Could you just tell me what is the topic that I have covered in day 1? Still, I am not able to see any answers from your side. Just check your notes. If I'm not wrong, I have explained applications of Python, history of Python, introduction to full stack. That's it. That's what I have thought. Correct, right? Yes or no? That's what I have thought, right? Please respond yes or no for that. Introduction to Python, applications of Python, history of Python, introduction to full stack is what I have thought. Similarly, when it comes to day 2, I hope printing hello world in C, Java, Python, blah 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 is what I have thought. I think these things I have thought here. Okay, let me just check day 2. Just completely go through day 2. Okay, features of Python, swap to numbers. Okay, in that day itself I have done. Okay, I got it. This one also I have done here itself. And when it comes to features of Python, I hope in day 2 I have written, but I haven't given the clarity for that. History of languages. Okay, compiler, interpreter. These many things I have thought. Okay, yes. Could you people respond yes or no by seeing the topics? Yes, when it comes to day 1, I have just told the introduction to Python, applications of Python, history of Python, introduction to full stack. Day 2, features of Python, I have just listed down. I haven't explained them. I'll explain going ahead, don't worry. Similarly, just to show that the difference between other programming language and Python, I have just taken a couple of examples. And day 3, the complete introduction to MLDSCI is what I have given. If you would have missed any of the classes of day 1, day 2, day 3, I hope I have sent the demo videos of day 1, day 2, day 3. Yes or no? Okay, great. Next, let me just start with the brand new concept. Observe properly. Let me just close this. I would like to open day 4. Where is day 4? Yes, got it. Okay, if I wouldn't attended the previous day class also, there is day 1, day 2, day 3. Maybe always you have a time, you can just watch the videos. No issues in that. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Just give me 1 minute. You know what is compiler? Please do respond yes or no in the chat box. Do you know what is compiler? So I want a very quick response so that I can just go ahead with the topic. Do you know what is compiler? What is interpreter? Be those who have attended day one, day two, day three can tell me the answer. Yes, yes. Okay. Don't you think when it comes to compiler, it's a system software which will convert the high-level language into machine-level language in a single shot. When it comes to interpreter, it's a system software which converts the high-level language into machine-level language by executing line by line. Maybe if you're not aware of that, please do ask me after the class in WhatsApp. I'll just send you the day one, day two, day three video. In that videos I would have done. Today happens to be the day four. Don't worry. Today will be the fresh topic that I'm going to deliver. If somebody is asking Python a compiled language or interpreted language, what would be your answer? If you are aware, tell me. If not, I'm going to teach you right now itself. Please tell me, what kind of language is Python? Guys, could you people respond in the chat box? What kind of language is Python? I want you people to respond. Okay, if people are telling, sir, no, sir, we don't know, sir. Okay, no issues, no issues. Python is object-oriented programming language. No, no, Python is object-oriented, all those things secondary. My question is pretty simple. Whether Python is a compiled or interpreted language. Those who have attended yesterday's class, there is Friday's class, you know what is compilation, what is interpretation. Converting from high-level language. Yes, you tell me whether it is correct or not. Converting from high-level language to machine-level language in a single shot. In a single shot. What is this process? Could you people respond? What is this process called as? Compilation, right? Compilation. Similarly, same thing I would like to copy. I would like to paste it. Instead of single shot, I'll just tell line by line. Maybe those who have not attended, it will be like a revision. Observe. When it comes to converting the high level language into machine level language, line by line, that is only technically called as interpretation. In the interview, if they're asking what kind of language is Python, if you ask me, trust me, Python is both compiled and interpreted. Many of them will get confused. If you just check it in the Google, it will display Python is the interpreted language. Yes, 100% correct. From the execution point of view, Python is interpreted programming language. But if you consider the complete architecture of Python, trust me, it is both compiled and interpreted. Okay, sir, can you explain, sir? 100% I'm going to explain. This is what compilation interpretation. But in case of Python, please don't feel like high level will be directly converted to machine level. 100% no. These things will never happen in Python. High level will not be directly converted. Rather, what will happen? You only observe in the diagram number one, whatever I'm going to display. You people should tell me whether you people are able to see the diagram or not. Are you people able to see the diagram? Yes or no in the chat box? I want a quick response from your side. Diagram number one. Okay, observe properly. Please do observe. When it comes to diagram number one, as a developer, your duty is to write the high-level language code. Technically, the high-level language code, whatever you people will be writing, fine. A Python file. The extension of the Python file happens to be demo.py. That will be the extension of Python file. Technically, whatever you will write as a developer, technically that is only called a source code. That is only called a source code. That's what we'll call in the industry, source code. Fine. Okay, sir. Right now we got to know what is source code as a developer. Something if we write, that is only called a source code, sir. Fine. Very good. Next, the complete source code, if you want to execute 100%, we have to take the help of microprocessor through which we'll be able to observe the output. But directly this high level language code can't be given for microprocessor. Why? Because microprocessor will understand only one language. Okay, sir, what is that language, sir? It will understand only machine level language. Apart from machine level language, microprocessor will never understand any language. Fine. Next what, sir? That is the reason microprocessor and RAM will be interconnected. If you want to execute this code, whatever that is being displayed here, you please make sure that somehow this particular code will be converted. This high level code will be this high level language here. I don't know whether people are able to see it or not. This high level language code HLL should be converted to MLL, but directly it will not happen in case of Python. Ultimately, this ML code should be there in the RAM. Ultimately, RAM and microprocessor will be interconnected. Finally, what will be done? Microprocessor will take this code and it will be able to see the output. But in order to get the machine level language code on the RAM, what will happen in between is very, very, very important. Please do observe. First, the high level language code will be taken in a single shot. See here, will be taken in a single shot by Python compiler. Same thing that here will be taken in a single shot by Python compiler. In a single shot, it is going to generate a code. Okay, sir, what is the name of the code, sir? The name of the code happens to be bytecode, or few people will tell it as intermediate code. Bytecode, or you can call it as intermediate code. It's a combination of high level language plus machine level language, where the extension happens to be .pyc. Why? Because it's a compiled code. Many of them will think compilation means yes, whatever the definition that I told is correct, high level to machine level. But in case of Python, I'm not saying compiler software. Rather, I don't know whether you have observed or not. Don't you think it is not only compiler, it is not only just a compiler, it's a Python compiler. Yes or no? Yes, please do respond. It is not a normal compiler, it's a Python compiler. Correct, right? But we know compiler means single shot, that's it. But Python compiler will convert the high level language code into bytecode in a single shot. Later, this particular bytecode will be taken by Python interpreter. I have not simply written interpreter, it's a Python interpreter. Many of them will feel, sir, interpreter will only take high level language and convert to machine level language line by line, sir. Yes, that is correct. But in my case, whatever I have written is a Python interpreter. In case of Python interpreter, always the input should be passed happens to be the bytecode. The bytecode will be passed as an input to the Python interpreter. Line by line it will take. Sir, how, sir? See here. First line it will take, second line it will take, third line, fourth line, fifth line, whatever the lines that are there. Every line it will take. By taking line by line, it will also convert the machine level language as a line by line. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. As soon as it converts first line, it will be loaded on the RAM, second line, third line. Like this, it will happen. Now, what is the software that is being used as a Python interpreter? It's like how you people will tell for a computer, CPU is a heart, kidney, liver, all those things you will tell, right? For Python, PVM is the heart. Is that fine? PVM, Python Virtual Machine, will be acting as a Python interpreter. Now, if you consider the left-hand side, whatever you people are saying, see here, left-hand side. Don't you think this is compilation? So why compilation, sir? Why? Because in a single shot it is happening. In the right-hand side, whatever you people are saying is a interpretation. Sir, why it is interpretation, sir? Why? Because the code is been taken line by line, then it is been converted to machine level language line by line. That is the reason. Shall I tell? Left side phase is a compilation phase. Right side phase is a interpretation phase. Now tell me, what kind of language is Python? Is Python a compiled language or interpreted language or both hybrid language? Could you people respond in the chat box? What kind of language is Python? I hope easily you can tell the answer. Yes, what kind of language is Python? I don't know who is HP. HP, could you please change your username? HP. I hope your parents should have not kept the name called as HP. I know by mistake you might have given. Please change your username. Okay, great. You tell me, are you people able to understand? In a single shot, I'll just simply glance. As a developer, you will be writing the source code in the high level language. Ultimately, that high level language should be converted to machine level language in order to get the output. Next, what will happen? High level language code means .py is the extension of Python file. Like how for image we have .jpeg, .png, for MP4, like for video MP4. Correct, right? Like that, the extension of Python file will be .py. Initially, the Python file, guys, sir, who will do all these things, sir? Internally, it will be done. You need not to do anything, guys. I will show it to you. You need not to do anything. Automatically, this activity will be happening. Your duty is just to write the code and execute it to see the output. All these things will happen internally. Is that fine? Source code will be taken by Python compiler. Python compiler is a single shot. It will generate a bytecode. That bytecode will be given to Python interpreter. Python interpreter line by line it will convert it to machine level. Later it will be loaded on the RAM. RAM and microprocessor will be interconnected, through which the machine level language code will be taken by the microprocessor to give the output. In case of Python, both compilation as well as interpretation will happen. That's the reason Python is both hybrid language. That is compilation as well as interpreted. But if somebody is asking from the execution point of view, this is very important point, whatever I'm uttering right now. From the execution point of view, that is execution means only execution part. Python is treated as interpreted language. Why? Because here, if you just look at only right hand side, the right hand box, the right side box, don't you think you can observe or you can tell it's an interpreted language? Correct, right? That's the reason few people will tell from the execution point of view, it's interpreted. Sir, what we should tell in the interview, sir? In the interview, if they're asking, is Python a compiled or interpreted? You please write this diagram if they are giving the chance. If not, orally explain them. And later you just clear that doubt. If you search it in Google, maybe because few people will not be having the technical knowledge. They'll be simply checking out in a Google and they'll try to ask the questions. At that point of time, we should tell them. Simply, yes, simply if somebody is searching in Google, don't tell them if you search it in Google like this, it will come. Don't make sure that don't uh, have a complaint for the interviewer. You just tell them by default, if maybe if we people search in the Google, it will display Python is the interpreter, right? Because from the execution point of view, Python looks like interpreted. That is, Python is interpreted. But completely, if you consider Python architecture, it is both compiled and interpreted. Like this, you have to tell. Please do one thing. Please do one thing. Can you please take the screenshot of diagram number one? Could you people please take the screenshot of diagram number one? Have you taken the screenshot? Please do respond yes or no. Okay, great. Hope that you have taken the screenshot. Now I'll just do one thing. Let me just come back to the notes. Where is the notes? Yes. Here, I would like to give few note points. I would like to give few note points. Just tell me whether you people are able to see it or not. Okay. Python is both compiled language and interpreted language. In other words, it's a hybrid programming language. From the execution point of view, Python is interpreted language. I hope it's clear for everyone. Okay. Shall I proceed further? Yes, please do respond. Shall I proceed further? Okay, great. Observe properly. I just want to try it out something. Fine, just tell me whether people are able to understand or not. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I'm just doing that. Just give me 1 minute. every link, all those things I'll send it to you. Now, you have to think and tell me why Python is relatively slow when compared to C. This is a second question that might be asked in the interview. It's a very important question. 100% Python is slow when compared to C, but not a huge slow, relative slow. That is a small millisecond of slowness will be there when compared to C. Why, sir? If you ask me, let me just write you one diagram. Let me just write you one diagram. I'll just tell you diagram number one. Are you people able to see the diagram number one? Yes or no? Okay. When it comes to Python, forget about C for time being. When it comes to Python, you tell me, is that correct or not? Whatever the statement that I have written. Sir, what you have written, sir? See here. In case of Python programming language, if the high-level language code is given to Python compiler, then it will generate the bytecode. Later, that bytecode will be converted to machine-level language code by Python interpreter, which is nothing but a PVM, in order to get the output. That is why Python is relatively slow when compared to C. Sir, why, sir? Sir, what, sir? Because of this point, Python is relatively slow when compared to C, sir. 100% yes. In case of C, bytecode won't be generated. Is that clear? Directly, the given high-level language code will be converted into machine-level language code. That means only one step is going to happen in case of Python. That's the reason Python is relatively slow when compared to C. And C is relatively fast when compared to Python. Let me just show you the diagram number one. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just opening the diagram. I hope you people are not able to see the diagram still. Wait a minute, I'll just open that. Where is that? Give me 1 minute, guys. I think it's getting loaded. Okay. No, it's actually those diagrams are there in my hard disk. That's the reason just now I have connected my hard disk. Guys, you know how much what I can tell GB of Python or technical related stuff video is there in my laptop. Any idea for anyone? Forget about laptop. Usually I don't keep it in my laptop. It will be there in my personal hard disk. Any idea? Somebody might in your engineering days. Fine, I know. Fine, you would have kept something in GBs together. But in my hard disk, only technical related stuff is there. Any idea for anyone? How much amount of GB or TB? Let's take it in TB. Almost 8 to 10 TB of study related things, video or uh, PDF, all those stuff are there. Okay, let me just display the diagram. Where is that diagram? Yes. Okay, are you people able to see the diagram? Respond yes or no in the chat box. Are you able to see it? I want a very quick response. This is diagram number one. Guys, this is pretty simple. Already I have explained. That's the reason I'm just showing you the diagram so that easily you will understand. Okay, sir. How this diagram could explain Python is relatively slow when compared to C. Easily you can see if you write the code in C programming language, that is high level language, compiler will take. Which compiler will take, sir? C compiler will take the high level language code. You tell me, C compiler will take the high level language code in a single shot or line by line. I want you to respond for this. In a single shot or line by line? Think and answer. Why? Because it's a compiler. Single shot. Later, in a single shot, it will generate the machine level language and loader software will come into picture. All those things you know that. I know here I haven't written loader. Loader software will come into picture and loader will load the data to a RAM. Ultimately, RAM and microprocessor will be connected and you'll be getting the output. But in case of Python, already people are aware that high level language code you'll be writing. That high level language code will be taken by Python compiler in a single shot and it will generate the bytecode in a single shot. Later, that bytecode will be taken line by line by PVM. Then PVM will load the data on the RAM. Then you will be getting the output. Don't you think? When it comes to first diagram, whatever you people are seeing, you tell me only one step is there from converting the high level language into machine level language. But when it comes to diagram number two, don't you think two steps are there? If it is two step, don't you think it might take some amount of time? That is the reason Python is relatively slow when compared to C. Is that clear? So then everybody will start using C, sir. No, for developing the applications in the field of data science, machine learning, or artificial intelligence, or for developing web application, C doesn't support. That's the reason where C is used, if you ask me, where exactly speed matters a lot. That too in embedded, C will be used like anything. But when it comes to web application, all those things, Python will be used. Okay. Take the screenshot of this. Please be very quick. I hope you people would have taken the screenshot. Let me just come back to the notes. Now let me just write the points. You tell me whether you're able to understand or not. Okay. Let me just write note point here. Okay. In case of C programming language, if the high level language code is given to C compiler, then it will generate the machine level language code, which can be executed to get the output. Here, only one step is there. Here, multiple steps are involved. That is the reason Python is relatively slow. Is that clear for everyone? Shall I proceed with the next example or next topic? Yes or no? Okay, great. Let me just go with the next topic. Observe properly. Please observe because this topic is very important. We'll see how many of them will understand this topic. You just tell me the answer. I hope already I have given in the features of Python. What kind of language is Python? Is that platform dependent or platform independent? Think and answer. What kind of language is Python? Is platform dependent or independent? Platform independent. Platform independent. Very good. Now, when it comes to this topic, I'll not be writing the diagram from scratch. I'll just display a diagram and I'll just explain that so that easily you'll understand. First of all, to decide whether Python is platform dependent or independent, you should be aware of what is platform dependent, what is platform independent. Can someone tell me what is platform dependent in the chat box? Take your time. I'll be giving one minute of time. Take 1 minute of time and type. Sir, what sir? 1 minute is not sufficient to type the definition, sir. Now, whenever you're texting with your crush, or if a girl texting with boy, or if a boy texting with girl, don't you think in a very fast manner you will text? That's the reason. Like that, you just text. And one more thing in the chat box, I'm not expecting you to text the exact word. Maybe how exactly you'll text in the WhatsApp. Some shortcuts. You can use that. What is platform dependent? What is platform independent? Take 1 minute of time and respond in the chat box. Very good. Okay, see, already you people are learning Python. Some of them in fifth sem, but still you can't define what is platform dependent, what is platform independent. You know that Python is platform independent, but you can't define platform dependent or independent. I'll explain properly. Listen. Yes, will that be fine if I show you on diagram so that easily you can tell me the definition of platform dependent? Shall I show you on diagram? Okay, great. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just show the diagram. Okay, are you people able to see the diagram? Yes or no in the chat box? Guys, in order to write this diagram from scratch, trust me, it will take 15 minutes of time. I don't want to waste that much amount of time in the class. I'll explain. You don't worry, 100% you'll understand the diagram. Whenever I display some diagram, don't look at completely. Wait until I start explaining the stuff, then you'll understand. Okay, step by step, I'll explain. Assume that this is one computer. Assume that this box is one computer. This box is another computer. This box is one more computer. This box is one more computer. Next, inside computer, what is the main component? Could you people please tell me if you consider a computer, what is the main component? If you consider a computer, what is the important component? Don't you think platform is very important? As whenever you want to purchase a computer, don't you think computer, laptop, or desktop, anything as such, you will look at the platform. Sir, what is the meaning of platform, sir? It is the combination of software plus hardware. Platform is a combination of software plus hardware. That means what kind of processor are you using defines the hardware. It might be RAM. I know RAM will be included as well as hard disk will be included, but your main concentration should be towards the processor that you are using in your computer. Similarly, when it comes to software, there might be so many software that will be available in your laptop, but always you have to see the operating system. That is very important. Is that fine? Now, please observe the diagram number one, that is computer number one. In computer number one, could you people please tell me what is the software that is being used? What is the software that is being used? I hope easily you can tell the answer. What is the software? Windows operating system. In computer number two, Linux operating system. Assume that in computer number three, again Windows operating system. In computer number four, Macintosh, that is Apple user. They might be using Mac operating system. Next, in all the computer, irrespective of the microprocessor that they might be using, they might be using any processor. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, operating system is very, very important. Operating system is very important. See here, platform equal to software plus hardware. In the first computer, Windows operating system, some microprocessor they might be using, it doesn't matter. Now we'll start explaining. Listen properly. Assume that they would have written a code in C++. Sir, what, sir? In case of C++ also like this, it will happen, sir, 100%. But right now, C++ they have changed. They have changed their working style. But initially, when they released in the market, instead of C++, will that be fine if I take C? You please tell me the answer. Instead of C++, maybe some of them might be getting confused if I take C++. Shall I take C programming language? That easily you can also understand. That's the reason. Okay, I'll be taking C. Why? Because that's how still C programming language is being used. That's the reason. If you consider C programming language, you'll be writing a high level code as a developer. Once you write the high level code as a developer, C compiler will take the high level code in a single shot. It will generate the machine level language code. In other words, we'll call it as binary code. Like this, binary code will be generated. Using the help of loader, that binary code will be loaded on the RAM and it will be given to the microprocessor. You'll be getting the output. No doubt about that. In computer number one, developer is working. Now, please listen. When you join the company or if you're working on some project, will you share your source code to anyone? Yes or no? Because ultimately, if you're working in teams, you have to share. No doubt about that. But will you share your source code every time? For example, you have developed, okay, forget about the application or the project that you'll be working when you join the company. Is there anybody in the class who is having the source code of WhatsApp, source code of Instagram, source code of Facebook? Do you have that? Yes or no in the chat box? Do you have the source code? Do you know the code part that has been written for WhatsApp? Have you seen that? No, right? Nobody will be posting. Yes or no? Correct. Nobody will be posting the source code, right? Next, previously what they used to do in C, directly they'll not be sending the source code. Rather, they'll be sending the converted machine level language code. Now tell me, this machine level language code has been generated from high level language code. No doubt about that. But in which platform? In which platform it got generated? Could you people please do a response? In which platform it got generated? Don't you think Windows operating system it got generated? Windows operating system. If the machine level language code has been generated in Windows operating system, Then if you share that machine level language to any computer that has been connected via internet or LAN or whatever it may be, then it will work in that operating system itself. It will not work in any operating system. That is the reason I have written tick marks here. If you give this machine level language code to computer 3 will be working fine. That means you'll be able to get the output. Why, sir? Why? Because computer 3 is using Windows operating system. In Windows operating system, only this machine level language code got generated. If you give this machine level language code to computer which is using Linux operating system, that is Linux operating system, trust me, machine level language code is platform dependent. That means platform dependent means in which platform that has been generated. In the same platform only you should use. In different platform, it should not be used or it cannot be used. Is that clear? Is that clear? Please do respond. That is the reason in computer number 2 and computer number 4, you are not able to see the output. This is only technically called as platform dependent. Best example, right now C++, they have changed their working style, but C is the best example for platform dependent. Is that clear for everyone? Yes, definition part I'll take care. You don't worry about that. Are you able to understand platform dependent? What is platform dependent? Yes or no in the chat box? I hope it's diagram number 2. Are you able to understand, guys? I want a very quick response from your side. Don't take much time to respond. If you generate the machine level language code, it should be used in the same platform where it got converted. In different platform, it will not work. That is only called as platform dependent. I hope you would have taken the screenshot. Now, let me just do one thing. Let me just go back to the notes. I'll give you the definition of platform dependent. Okay, sir, what is platform dependent, sir? When it comes to platform dependent, I can just tell like this. Observe. If a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is executed only in same operating system, then it is referred as platform dependent programming language. That's it. If a program is compiled in one operating system, it might be anything. For example, machine level language code that got generated, it might be because of Linux operating system. Then it will work in all Linux operating system computer. It will not work in Windows or Macintosh. I hope everybody are able to understand what is the meaning of platform dependent programming language. Best example for this happens to be C and C++. And one more thing you have to remember in this diagram number 2, machine level language code is platform dependent. So next what, sir? I would like to explain platform independent. What is platform independent? Let me just show you the diagram number 3. I'll just tell diagram number 3. I'll take exactly 2 to 3 minutes to wind up. At least when it comes to platform independent. Shall I write the ulta definition of this? Sir, what ulta definition, sir? Like this I'll write. You just tell me whether it is correct or not. If a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is executed in any operating system, it doesn't matter. Then it is called as platform independent. Yes or no? The diagram I'll display, you don't worry about that. But look at the definition. Same definition, some small alteration is what I have done. If a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is possible to execute in any operating system, then it is called as platform independent programming language. Best example for platform independent programming language happens to be Java and Python. Is that clear? Best example, Java and Python. Next what, sir? I'll display diagram number 3. You please observe diagram number 3. I'll explain in detail so that you'll understand. Let me just display the diagram. Okay. I know you might be getting confused by seeing the diagram in a single shot. I'll explain. Please give me some time so that I can just explain in detail. Some portion of diagram already you have seen. Okay, are you people able to see the diagram number 3? Yes or no in the chat box? Are you able to see diagram number 3? Okay. Now please observe computer number 1, computer number 2, computer number 3, computer number 3, 4. You tell me in computer number 1, what is the operating system that they are using? What is the operating system that they are using? Computer number 1, Windows operating system. Computer number 2, Linux operating system or Linux. Computer number 3, again Windows. Computer number 4, Macintosh operating system. In case of Python, if you consider as a developer, you'll be writing the high level language code. Later, that high level language code will be taken by Python compiler. In a single shot, it will generate the bytecode. That bytecode will be given to PVM. Then PVM will convert the given data into machine level language code. Next, it will be given to microprocessor, you'll be able to get the output. Ultimately, this time they decided, anyhow, we'll not be sharing the high level language code or source code. Let's share bytecode. Why bytecode, sir? You tell me, guys. They could have shared machine level language code itself once they got generated. Why they haven't sent? Because don't you think machine level language code is platform dependent? Will you agree with my point? That is what I have explained in the previous diagram. Machine level language code is platform dependent. Yes or no? That is the reason what they thought. Okay, instead of sending the machine level language code, let's send bytecode. Let's send whatever the bytecode that has been generated to other computer. Why, sir? Why? Because don't you think many computers will be connected via internet or LAN or whatever it may be. If you send the bytecode, this bytecode will be taken by computer number 2, computer number 3, computer number 4. Next, ultimately that bytecode will be taken by PVM. Now, PVM will convert. That is what the duty of PVM, right? Take the bytecode, convert it into machine level language code. Now, the important point is what I'm gonna tell. Please think and answer. In case of this PVM, there will be a separate PVM for Windows operating system. Don't you think this PVM belongs to Windows operating system? Yes or no in the chat box? Whatever the PVM that you people are saying, it belongs to Windows operating system. Yes or no? PVM belongs to Windows. Here also, PVM belongs to Windows. PVM belongs to Windows. Now, you should think and answer. Somewhere here, I'll write. Okay. Now, please tell me, what about this PVM? Do you think this PVM belongs to Windows or this PVM belongs to Linux operating system? Very good. It belongs to Linux operating system. Similarly, if you consider this PVM of Macintosh, this will be having Macintosh PVM, Mac PVM. Sir, what, sir? Whenever we are downloading Python, that is automatically PVM will come if you download Python. That means for Windows, different Python version you have to download. For Linux, different Python version you have to download. For Macintosh, different Python version you have to download. But the beauty of PVM is, although it is platform dependent or independent, PVM. Trust me, it is platform dependent. That means, but one beauty is there with PVM. Sir, what is the beauty of PVM, sir, that you're telling? You give any bytecode. It will convert. The bytecode might be generated using any of the operating system. It doesn't matter. But the beauty of Linux PVM, the beauty of Macintosh PVM, or the beauty of Windows PVM is such that you give any bytecode that has been converted in any programming language, any operating system, it doesn't matter. It will convert it into high level machine level language and it will give it to RAM. Same thing. Anyhow, Windows, we need not to worry because already it will work and 100% will work, no doubt about that. But in this case also, this will work. Why? Because PVM of Linux is capable of converting the bytecode that got generated by different operating system into machine level language code and it will be given to RAM. Now tell me, this is only called as ORA. Sir, what is ORA, sir? You write only once the code, run anywhere. See here, write once, run anywhere. That's what I have written. Here also you'll get the output, here also you'll get the output, here also you'll get the output. You please write once, the WO, run anywhere. In any operating system you want, you run that. That means Python can be called as ORA, write once, run anywhere. Now tell me, if you look at Python, is that platform dependent programming language or platform independent programming language? Think and answer. Is that platform dependent or platform independent? Very good. See, you're only telling the answer. It is platform independent programming language. Is that clear? And clearly I have written, guys, machine level language code is platform dependent, C++ platform dependent, bytecode platform independent, because it will work in every platform. Python is platform independent, but PVM, although it might be having a special feature of converting any bytecode into machine level language code, PVM is platform dependent. So on what basis you will tell PVM is platform dependent, sir? Why? Because it is not a generalized PVM that you will be downloading for every operating system. No, I'll show it to you. Whenever you download Python for Windows, Python for Macintosh, Python for Linux is what you have to download. That one I'll explain in the next topic. Is that clear, guys? Now tell me, how many of them understood diagram number 3? If you are able to understand completely, respond yes in the chat box. Respond yes in the chat box. As I want everyone to respond. If it is no means respond no itself. It's okay, no issues. But trust me, if you would have concentrated, 100% you would have understood. No doubt about that. Take the screenshot of diagram number 3. Please be very quick. Don't waste your time. I hope you have taken the screenshot. If you would have taken the screenshot, let me just come back to the notes. Now read the definition. I hope easily you can understand, right? If a program is compiled in one operating system, it might be any operating system, it doesn't matter. And if it is executed in any operating system, then it is referred as platform independent. Best example, Java will also work in the same way. Python will also work in the same way. And some of the note points I'll give. Okay, sir, which note points you'll give, sir? Let me just give those note points. I'll just note. In case of Python, initially the high-level language code will be converted into bytecode by Python compiler. Later, this bytecode will be converted into machine-level language code by PVM. In case of platform independent programming language, it will support ORA. What is ORA? Write once, run anywhere. If somebody is asking in the interview, what is ORA property of Python? It is pretty simple. You explain this diagram number 3, whatever I have explained. That's it. Sir, we can write once, we can run anywhere. That is only called as ORA property. And irrespective of the bytecode that got generated with different operating system, other operating system PVM is capable of converting the given bytecode into machine level language code. That is the reason we'll tell write once, run anywhere. Is that clear for everyone? Shall I proceed further? Yes, please do respond. Shall I proceed further? Okay. Now, I hope when it comes to my teaching style, already some of them got the clarity. Guys, do you think directly I jump into the advanced topic, or do you think I'm teaching from scratch? You tell me the answer. Do you think I'm teaching from scratch, that too step by step, or directly I'm jumping into some advanced concept? Which one I'm doing? And I think step by step from scratch I'm teaching. When it comes to Python, already somebody would have learned some 10% or 5% of Python. That's what you will feel. But trust me, not even a 1 or 2% you would have learned. That's the fact. You tell me, when it comes to execution of a Python program, how many ways are there to execute a Python program? Any idea for anyone? How many ways are there? Execution of a Python program. How many ways are there? It need not to be Python. It might be Java. Same. 3 ways are there to execute a Python program. So which are those, sir? Online editors. You can search it in Google. You go to Google, search Python online compiler. That is what I have done in day 1, day 2 while executing a Python code, right? I don't know whether you have observed or not. Yes, have you observed that? When it comes to execution of a Python program, I have used the first way in day 1, day 2 class, but nobody will use that. Just for fast, or if you don't have any editor, or ideally, then you just go for online editor. If you haven't installed Python in your laptop, if not, install Python. I'll teach you how to install Python. Once you install Python, automatically there will be something given by Python. What is it, sir? Integrated development learning environment of Python. There is Python IDLE will be a will be a default editor given by Python. Python ideally, automatically it will come. You need not to do anything. Automatically it will come. Sir, how, sir? I want to see it, sir. I'll show it to you. Why you worry about that? Next. Third one. Just look at the third one. You can use the IDEs that are available in the market. You might be using the basic IDE. You might be using the advanced IDE. You might be using the moderate IDE. It doesn't matter. Python is very important. Guys, don't you think? If I write one Python program, here also same output, here also same output, here also same output. But some extra activities you can do with some of the editors. That's it. Yes or no? When it comes to this class, I'll be teaching 6 editors that are used in the industry. Some company might be using Sublime Text. Some company might be using PyCharm. Some company might be using Anaconda. Some company might be using Spider. Some company might be using Atom. Some company might be using Edit Plus. Some company might be using IntelliJ. Some company might be using Visual Studio. It doesn't matter. All those things I'll be teaching in class. But as of now, already you have seen this. This one I would like to show. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no? So what about this one, sir? Maybe in tomorrow's class, I'll tell you how to install Sublime Text and how to practice the Python program. Okay? Because whenever it comes to installation, you should be very careful and you have to listen properly. Then only you'll understand. Installation of Python. Sir, what we have to do, sir, in order to install Python, if you ask me? First of all, you have to go for the official website of Python. Sir, what is the official website of Python, sir? The official website of Python happens to be observe www.python.org. If you want to see the official documentation, any update regarding to Python, like how if there is any update in Instagram, you go to Play Store, you'll update. If you want any update that you want to get updated regarding Python, you please visit the official website of Python. Can I expect everyone to type in the chat box of official website? Type the official website in the chat box. Go ahead. Take your time. Please take your time. www.python.org. Very good. Very good. I hope from now onwards you'll not forget that particular website. Let me just go back to the browser. In the browser, guys, you know what is the meaning of browser, right? You open Google Chrome, you open Opera Mini, you open Internet Explorer, or you open Mozilla Firefox, whatever may be the browser you use, type it. Sorry, I think I haven't copied properly. Okay, I'll just type it. www.python.org. Click enter. Click enter. If you click on enter, how many of them are able to see there is a section called as documentation? There is a section called as documentation. In that documentation, click on Python docs. If you want to learn Python on your own, you can learn. Official documentation is there. You can just download the official documentation of Python and you can just read that. Is that clear? Please do respond, guys. You can just read the official documentation of Python. If you wish, you can read that. Let me just do your research on that, because anyhow you'll be joining the course. I'll be explaining in detail. You please hover the mouse on download section. Under download section, there is something called as download for Windows. Automatically, they'll be giving the chance for Windows operating system. You click on that. You click on that. It will be asking where to download. Download on desktop or wherever you want. Hardly it will be around some 20 MB file. That's it, not more than that. Already Python is there in my laptop. That's the reason again I'll not be installing. Sir, I am using Macintosh, sir. Click on Macintosh. Download this Python version. See here. Python releases for Macintosh. Click on this. It will be downloaded. See here. Come down, come down. Just click on this one. Automatically it will be downloaded. Is that clear, guys? I hope it's clear for everyone how to download for Macintosh. Similarly, if you're using Linux operating system, click on other platform and download for that. I hope downloading Python should not be a very difficult task. 90% of the people are using Windows is what I feel. Is there anyone who is using Linux operating system or Macintosh or something like that? Can you respond in the chat box? Sir, I'm not using Windows, sir. I'm using different operating system. Can you respond in the chat box? If you're getting any confusion or doubt while downloading that, you have my WhatsApp number, right? You please ping me or you please give me a call. I'll guide you how to install Python. Is that clear? Sir, I want to check whether Python is installed in my laptop or not, sir. If you want to check whether Python is installed or not, you have to go for command prompt. If people know how to go for command prompt, you know how to go for command prompt. It's pretty simple, right? Just press Windows R, CMD. Windows R, CMD. Command prompt will be open like this. Just to make sure that whether Python is installed in my laptop or not. Already Python is available. Sir, installation isn't a difficult task, sir. No, guys. I'll double click on this. I'll show it to you. Upgrade now. If you want, you can just upgrade now. I'll just click on upgrade now. I don't want to upgrade because some of the dependency is there in my laptop. That's the reason. You please click on next. That's it. Don't change anything. Is that clear for everyone? Guys, don't do any extracurricular activities. Just click on next. Where everybody will be able to see Python in your laptop. If you're facing any issue, just give me a call or please send me the error screenshot that you people are able to see. Okay. Now, how to check Python is installed or not? In my laptop, either you can type Python. See here, go to command prompt, type Python, press enter. See here, don't you think in my laptop already on October 24th, 2022, the latest version of Python that I have downloaded. Either you type Python and just check whether this particular thing will be displayed or not. And if you want, you can just use Python here itself. For example, you want to print something on the console directly. You just will print study online, print study online. Press enter. Study online got printed on the console. Similarly, you want to print the added data of 10 plus 20. You got 30. Something like that you can just check. Or you can type. You can type py. That is also possible. See here, you please type py shortcut. Same thing. You type Python or py. Ultimately, if Python is successfully installed in your laptop, you should be able to see this. Is that clear for everyone? Let me just come back to the notes. Where is the notes? Day 4, right? Where is day 4? Yes. Now tell me guys, installation part, is that difficult or easy? Respond in the chat box. Is it a huge task to download and install Python, or is it a smallest task? It's very easy, right? Once you install Python, go to command prompt. There is by clicking on Windows plus R. In command prompt, you type what you should type. What you should type? Either you type Python or you type py, and just check whether Python is installed or not. Is that clear for everyone? How to install Python? That's pretty simple. Trust me, it's pretty simple. Sir, what about versions of Python, sir? Uh, Directly, I'll just give you the notes so that easily you'll be able to understand. Nobody will be asking in the interview, tell me the versions of Python, but you should be aware of that. Officially, in 1991, February 20th, that's what the birthday of Python, it got released to the market and they were using some beta versions. Afterwards, what they did, officially 1.0 version got introduced in the month of January 1994. Similarly, Python 2.0 version got introduced in the month of October 2000. Next, till now, we are in the 3.0 era. Don't you think, just now, if you observe what is the version? 3.11.1. 3.11.1. Let's write it. Python, sorry, Python 3.11.1. What is today's month? I think December 2022. Don't you think after next year, it might be around 3.12, something like that? It might change. But from when we started to use 3.0 version or 3 point version, if you ask me, from December 2008. Is that clear for everyone? You should be aware of this one. That's it. Not aware of which version got introduced in which year, but at least have some knowledge about when 3.0 version or 3x version came into picture. Is that clear? Shall I proceed further? Yes, if you respond, I'll proceed further. If you respond, yes, I'll proceed further. When it comes to flavors of Python, there are so many flavors of Python, but I would like to write the main 5 flavors of Python. Okay, sir, which are those 5 flavors of Python, sir? Like this, it is there. C Python, or some of them might be calling it as Python. You can just call it as Python also, or C Python. It is a standard flavor of Python which you can use with C program. As I hope in the features of Python, I have told Python is having a feature called as embedded. Embedded means you can merge or you can connect or you can integrate a Python code with C. That is only called as C Python or Python. Similarly, you can integrate Python with Java. That is only called as JPython or Jython. You can integrate Python with C hash or .NET. That is called as Iron Python. You can integrate Python with Ruby. That is called as Ruby Python. And if you are using Python for large volume data processing, that is only called as Anaconda Python. Sir, what, sir? Different versions we have to download, sir? No. You download the same Python. But it can be used as different versions. That's it. Is that clear? You need not to download a separate Python and all. You download only one Python. That's it. Like from this official website. Trust me, you will not be encountering this situation as a fresher, but just for your knowledge sake, I'm just giving that. Is that clear? Shall I proceed further? Please do respond. Shall I proceed further? Okay, great. Now, when it comes to execution of a Python code, there are 2 modes Okay, sir, which are those two modes of execution in Python, sir? First one, script mode. Second one, interactive mode. First one, script mode. Second one, interactive mode. Okay, sir, how does this script mode will work? How does this interactive mode will work, sir? Already you people would have seen interactive mode. Trust me, already you would have seen interactive mode. Script mode, I'll explain. Okay. Guys, this is what the scenario is. Write a program to print, study online, study online, and this is the first one. Write a program, first point, to print study online. Second task, to add 340 and 230. To add 340 and 230. Next one, to subtract 300 and 200. Now tell me, you know what is the output, right? Yes or no? Do you know what is the output? If this task is given, that to write a program to print all those things using both script mode, script mode and interactive mode, script mode and interactive mode. So how to do it, sir? I'll take care. Why will worry about that? I'll take care about this. Guys, is that clear? First, let me explain what is script mode. Let me explain what is interactive mode. And this will be the last topic of today's class. That means if I explain script mode and if I explain interactive mode, that's it. So we can just halt the technical discussion of today's class. That's the reason I want everybody's attention for next 10 minutes. Can I have your attention for next 10 minutes? A complete attention. Yes or no in the chat box? Okay, great. Observe properly. You tell me, guys, what is the meaning of script? If somebody is telling, I have a script for movie, I have prepared a movie script, come, I have a script for a drama or skit. What does that mean? Don't you think already they would have recorded somewhere? Already they would have written in detail. The only thing is they have to just perform or execute that. That's it. Yes or no? Within a file or within a sheet of paper, everything would be recorded. That is only called a script. That means what is script mode? If somebody is asking, your answer should be if a Python program is being saved within a file in the form of a script with the extension .py, ultimately a Python file means the extension will be .py, within a form of a file as a script, and later if it is executed by PVM, then it is referred as script mode. Sir, we are not able to understand anything, sir. I'll explain. Why you worry about that? I'll explain. But as of now, definition wise, are you able to understand? If the Python program is being saved within a file, file means it might be any file. You can take any file with the extension .py. And if you write a script inside the file, later if you give that script to the PVM, how to give it to PVM also I will tell. Simply if you tell PVM take this, it will not take. You have to use some command to make sure that PVM will come and pick your file where exactly you have written. Then technically it is referred as script mode. So what is interactive mode, sir? If you ask me, as interactive mode is pretty simple. If we execute Python program directly using PVM via command prompt, then it is referred as interactive mode. So here, if we execute Python program directly using PVM via command prompt, then it is referred as interactive mode. Now tell me, already people would have learned about this. As this part, I'll do it at last. Okay. Please tell me, already you people would have seen how to execute a Python program directly using PVM via command prompt. Could you people please tell me the command for that? Could you people please tell me the command to call? PVM. What is the command to call PVM? As soon as I tell some command, don't you think Python got displayed? What is the command? Just now you have seen couple of minutes back. I think some 5 minutes back you have seen. What is the command to call PVM? Very good, guys. Very good. Python. Either you telling capital letter, small letter, everything it will take. You tell Python or py. That's it. Go to command prompt. I'll just go to command prompt. Are people able to see the command prompt? Observe. Windows R CMD. I'll go to command prompt. I type Python. Sir, if I type like this, will I be getting the output, sir? See, 100%. If you type capital P, small p, it doesn't matter. Now what I'll do, I would like to print something. Sir, what you will print, sir? I'll just print. Welcome to Python full stack, PFS course. Welcome to PFS course. PFS means Python full stack course. If you press enter, you are not saving this data anywhere, guys. If you close this, data will be gone. Data will be gone. You are not saving it somewhere. Directly you're executing by calling PVM. How you call PVM? By telling Python or Py. That's it. If you press enter, you'll get the output. See here? If you press enter, you got the output. Welcome to PFS course, that is Python full stack course. Similarly, you want to perform addition, right? Maybe for example, you want to perform addition between 300 and 200. You perform like this, you got the output. Similarly, you want to perform subtraction, right? 300 minus 200, you got your output. That's it. Now tell me, are you people able to understand how to use Python in interactive mode? Yes or no in the chat box? How many of them are able to understand? Are you people able to understand? Okay, great, great, very good. So what about script mode, sir? Please explain script mode, sir. 100% I'm going to explain script mode. What is there in that? Let me just take the example. Let me just take the example. Same example only I'll take. Now, this time what I'll do, I would like to share you the screen. I hope the screen is visible for everyone. Please do let me know whether people are able to see the screen or not. Just I'll just share you that. I think so many windows I have opened. Let me just close all those windows. Okay, great. Are you people able to see the desktop? I hope now you people are able to see the desktop, right? Now what I'll do, inside Python full stack December, day 1, day 2, day 3 notes is there. Like how notes is there, I would like to create a folder called as programs. From now onwards, every program that will be discussed in your batch will be placed here itself. Inside a folder called as programs, I would like to create a new file. I would like to create a new file. Now what I'll do, it's a normal text file. It's a normal text file, but I would like to save it as a Python file. So how does you save a normal text file as Python file, sir? The file name happens to be demo. Please tell me the extension of Python. Guys, if it is a text file, .txt. If it is Python, what should be the extension? You tell me the answer. What will be the extension? Don't you think .py will be the extension? That's it. You press enter. Are you sure you want to change? Yes. As soon as I told py, don't you think previously it was text document? Now it is py file, that is Python file. It has been converted to Python file. Now you open that file. Open that file. Once you open that file, just open using any of the things, but let me just open using normal notepad. Open with, I don't have notepad here. Let me just open using Python itself. See here, guys, are you able to see? Open using Python. I'll click on OK. Let me just close this as well. Or else I'll just do one thing. I'll just create a new file. Yes, it got displayed now. So I think previously it was getting hanged, I guess. That's the reason. Now please do observe. Please do observe. Let me just copy the same code. Come back, paste. Now, instead of getting the output the same line, instead of doing the interactive mode, I'm just using script mode. That means I'm just recording my code somewhere else within a file name called as demo.py. Now in a single shot, you'll get the output. If I save, no issues. If I save, no issues. I would like to close. I would like to close. I have closed. See, I have closed this. You please tell me, where is my Python file? Where is my Python file available? Don't you think it is available within desktop, under desktop, Python full stack batch? That is one folder. Inside that, one more folder called as program. Inside that demo.py. Yes or no? Please do respond yes or no in the chat box. That is where my Python file is available. Now you go back to command prompt. You please go back to command prompt. You go to that path, then execute. Sir, how to go to the path, sir? I'll just tell cd desktop, inside desktop, Python full stack, December 12th batch. Guys, you know what is the meaning of cd? Change directory. That's it. I'll get inside programs folder. Now I would like to execute. Now tell me how many of them are able to understand this methodology. If you feel this methodology is a bit difficult, usually I will not do this. Sir, what we should do, sir? What you should do if you ask me, where exactly that file is there? Click here. No, if you're not able to understand, guys, What I did, I'll tell you. What I did, I'll tell you. I'm in desktop. That means I have to take my control from desktop inside the Python full stack, inside programs, and I have to give my control to demo file so that it will execute. Correct, right? That's what I have done. So yeah, you go to command prompt. Right now it is there in C drive. I'll change it to desktop. From desktop, there is a file called as Python full stack December 12 patch. Inside that programs folder is there. Now I can see my file. Sir, where, sir? If I tell directory, don't you think I'm able to see my file demo.py, which got created a couple of minutes back? Correct, right? Sir, who will do all this, sir? Directly do one thing, go to that file path, click here, type CMD, click on enter. Automatically, it will take you to that particular path. Now, is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? Is that clear for everyone? So I want your response. Now, how to call PVM? Let's look at the definition, what they're telling for script mode. If the Python program is being saved, yes, I have saved within a file called as demo.py with the extension .py, and later if it is executed by PVM, then it is called as script mode. Ultimately, using PVM only, we have to execute. This time, simply if you tell Python, simply PVM will be getting called. But I should inform PVM, please go to a file called as demo.py and execute and give me the output. Like that, I should tell. That's the reason I know the command to call PVM, Python or py, whatever you want to tell. Space. What is the file name? What is the file name? Demo.py. With extension, you have to tell. Then if you press enter, PVM will get inside demo.py and it will execute the Python code. If it is any error, it will display error. And if it has to execute the code, it will execute. Here, if I press enter, but I think same output is what I got. Welcome to PFS course 500. Are you able to understand? Yes or no in the chat box? Please be very quick in responding. Are you able to understand? Guys, please don't take the same path. In your laptop, the path will be different. No one I'm telling. Is that fine? In your laptop, the path might be different. And demo.py is the file name. Within this file, you might have written the logic. Where is the logic? Demo.py, where is demo.py? I hope it is available here. Let me just copy that, close, minimize, paste it here. Now I would like to write one diagram. Just tell me whether people are able to understand the diagram or not. Sir, where will write, sir? Diagram number. Could you people tell me the last diagram of today's class? I think it's diagram number. I don't remember the number. Okay, diagram number 4. Yes, diagram number 4. I'll write diagram number 4. Wait for 1 minute. I'll just display the diagram. Guys, please be very frank. Are you able to understand or not? Yes or no, Mr. Box? Are you able to understand? No, I don't know. Why? Because I'm not seeing your face. Okay, how many of them are able to see the diagram number 4? Yes or no in the chat box? Are you able to see diagram number 4? Sir, what is there in diagram number 4, sir? Look at the script mode. Whatever I have explained, same thing in the diagrammatical manner I have written. So how you have written, sir? You only observe. If you observe, initially in every laptop or computer, operating system will be having the line of control. That line of control should be given to PVM. That is the reason I'm calling a command called as Python. See here? I'm calling a command called as Python. It need not to be Python. You can just call Python or py, anything that you wish. That's purely up to your wish. Later, you should have created a Python file. Maybe in my case, I have created a file. What is the file name that I have given in my case? I don't think I have given the file name happens to be demo.py. Yes or no? And I have written 3 lines of code. My Python file name happens to be demo.py. I'll reduce the font size. Don't worry about that. Demo.py is what the file name that I have given. And if I want to give the control to demo.py, first of all, I should tell Python space demo.py. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? Python space demo.py. You could have used capital D, small d, doesn't matter. Maybe I have used capital D. That's the reason I'm using the same thing here also. Python space demo.py. Then line by line execution will happen and you'll get the output. This is script mode. Whatever you people are seeing right now, right? That is only called a script mode. So then what is interactive mode, sir? Operating system will be having the line of control. If you want to take the line of control and give it to PVM, and directly if you want to see the output on the console without saving it somewhere else, if you close the command prompt, that's it, gone. The data is gone. Then directly type Python or py. That's it. Are you able to understand diagram number 4? Yes or no in the chat box. If it is yes, take the screenshot. If it is no, also take the screenshot. Yes, I hope from scratch I'm teaching. Guys, if a single person would have thought, I know many people will be like, sir, directly start from list set to tuple a dictionary. If a single person in YouTube would have thought, like how the content that I'll be teaching when it comes to the advanced topic of Python, that is list or dictionary or string, you bring to my notice, I'll do whatever you will tell. Okay. I hope you have taken the screenshot. Let me just go back to the notes. Where is the notes? Yes. Will you download Python today itself? And will you do this assignment? Yes, can I expect you to do this assignment? Shall I give it as an assignment? Is it a very difficult task? The assignment, whatever I have given. Ashu, tell me, is it a very difficult task? No, right? Same thing what I have done above. You please replace welcome to Python full stack course with study online. Instead of 300, 200, you please change it to 340, 230. Instead of 300, 200, let it be 300, 200 itself. And execute in both script mode as well as interactive mode. Sir, what, sir? Like a school kid, you'll be giving the assignment. I'm not saying you to do it compulsorily. If you wish that you want to learn something, as this one I have done in the class. There is nothing much different that you could do it and you could execute and you could get the output. But if you could solve the assignment, whatever I have given, then you feel that yes, somewhat you have understood. Is that clear for everyone? I hope it's clear. Okay. From tomorrow onwards, I'll be starting the exact content of Python. That is keywords in Python, uh, reserved words in Python, identifiers in Python, advanced data type, all those things I'll be teaching. Is that clear? So today what you have taught, sir? Script mode, interactive mode. As today I thought of teaching again extra 10 minutes concept, but first of all, you should install Python in your laptop. Then only you'll understand next upcoming topics. Then it's of no use. Is that fine? Sir, still you haven't taught Python ideally, sir. In tomorrow's class, I'll teach. Will that be fine? I'll teach. Why? Because anyhow, we have downloaded Python, right? It's not a very big deal for me to teach Python ideally. That I'll teach Python ideally. After Python ideally, I'll go with the Sublime Text. Later, I'll go with Python. Every editor I'll use. Okay. Execution of Python program I have taught. And platform dependent, what is platform independent, all those things I have taught. And why Python is relatively slow when compared to C also I have taught. Guys, this is just a demo classes. That's the reason. I know many of them will not listen if I talk for 1.5 hours. Guys, will you sit if I take the class for 1.5 hours to 2 hours? Please be genuine. Sir, if you're taking, we are ready to sit for 1.5 hours to 2 hours, sir. Respond. Let me see the response from your side. No. Or is that so boring? No. Going ahead, I'll take 1 hour 15 minutes to 1.5 hours. Okay. Why? Because you should get adjusted to my style of teaching, as well as you should get adjusted to online classes as well. That's very important. Wait for a minute. Wait for a minute. Meanwhile, you can just read the definition of script mode and interactive mode. I'll give you the attendance link, so you can just fill your attendance. Give me 1 minute of time. Where is this attendance link? Yeah. Okay, fine then. I'll just do one thing. I'll just take the attendance manually. No issues. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Whatever I have taught in today's class. I want you people to respond. When it comes to script mode, interactive mode. Okay, great. And one more thing. I know a few people would have not done the admission. Please make sure that you just do the admission as soon as possible. And if you haven't done the admission, it's okay, no issues. You can just attend tomorrow's class as well. I hope whatever the 1.5 hours that you people would have given for me, I have utilized in a very efficient way. Yes or no? Still this Wednesday, I'm going to extend the admission process. You can just do your admission. And regarding the installments, please do call me so that I'll just
give you the clarity regarding how to pay the EMI, all those things. Fine. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll meet at the exact same time, 8 o'clock. Okay. Bye-bye. And regarding the notes, it will be uploaded in the Google Drive link, whatever I have given. Guys, do you have that Google Drive link? I think one link I have given, right? Yes or no? I have given one link. Do you have that link where exactly day 1, day 2, day 3 notes is there? Please do respond. No means please ping me in WhatsApp. I'll just send you that. Okay, just ping me in WhatsApp. I'll just send you the link. There the notes will be uploaded. Please write the notes and attend the class tomorrow without fail. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.